Hello, I'm Steve Burrows. I'm the principal here at Chuckey-Doak High School. This is actually my third year in high school. Spent 20 years at the middle school level.
My name is Corey Braithwaite. I teach social studies. I teach a little bit of everything: world history, U.S. history, government, contemporary issues. And I have been here at Chuckey-Doak High School for 8 years, and I taught a little bit at a middle school before this.
Brittany Hoyle. I teach sophomore English, and I have been teaching for 4 years.
My name is Chase Murray. I teach agriculture here at Chuckey-Doak, and this is my 11th year in education.
My name is Liz Carlson. I teach Algebra 1 and Pre-Cal, and I have been a teacher for 8 years.
We believe at Chuckey-Doak High School that literacy is the foundation that is wrapped around, or is the foundation for basically all we do here, and we try to be intentional about incorporating it into all the content areas here at Chuckey-Doak High School. Even in our collaboration meetings, we talk about informational texts and how easily those can be incorporated into each content area, and we look at the standards in English and try to I'm not going to say help the English teachers, but incorporate English standards into math and CTE classes and social studies classes.
Literacy to me is students being able to read and understand text, not only read and understand text, but communicate effectively, answering questions, being able to do research on their own if prompted, things like that, and writing as well. So writing effective sentences, capitalization, punctuation, grammar, all of those things are kind of included in literacy in my classroom.
To me, literacy is the opportunity to read and write and to comprehend complex ideas in order to give you better advantages in the world.
Literacy to me, I guess, is viewed a little different than other content areas as far as what we do with it. So in my experience, a lot of students struggle with reading blueprints, for example, or complex drawings, and so those type of skill sets I think are more important for our area. But as far as literacy goes, I think as a society, the more literate that we can be, and the more that we can pass on to our students is only going to be beneficial for the future generations to come.
Literacy to me means not just being able to read, but being able to read and interpret any sort of text and really anything in the real world.
We use a lot of primary source documents and secondary source analysis documents. We go over everything in world history from about the Renaissance forward, and in U.S. history we start at after the Civil War, Reconstruction era, moving forward, and we analyze a lot of different things: maps, charts, papers, letters, all sorts of stuff, and students being able to look at those types of things and come out of the other side with somewhat accurate information is what we're looking for in the classroom.
The majority of my standards are literacy standards, so I cover it probably 60 to 70, sometimes 80% of the time in my classroom. We read complex texts, we annotate them, we analyze what they're asking, what they mean, and we also explicate every single text we read.
So I alluded to it just a little bit, but we use a lot of literacy when we're reading plans and drawing plans for our agricultural shop projects that we make. A lot of times we already have the plans drawn, they just have to read them, and in some cases students will create their own plans, which takes a whole different skill set. But one of the big things that we do with literacy and FFA especially is a program called PLOW, Passing Literacy Onward. it's something that we kind of hang our hat on in terms of getting students more literate with agricultural knowledge anyway. But the agricultural knowledge and getting that skill set and the base knowledge that they need, because a lot of our students don't come from an agricultural background. And so the ability to use that PLOW program to have them reading articles and articulating their thoughts about what they believe is going on in agriculture, I think really aids in that endeavor.
In my classes, I tend to use literacy by doing word problems and trying to relate it to them as much as possible, showing them how math can be used in the world and how to break down word problems, how to find out the variables we're looking for, and how to associate different numbers with different things.
I think learning about and getting used to literacy in the classroom is important because in the real world, students are going to have critical thinking and analytical skills. And if they can do that with stuff that, even if they're interested or not interested in, if they have that ability in the classroom, they're going to be able to be analytical outside of the classroom, and it's going to help their work skills once they're out, either in college or tech school or, just working day-to-day jobs.
Because it gives them better opportunities in the world because they'll be able to understand complex ideas.
So I think as a society, we've kind of put literacy on the back burner in terms of the whole picture. I think, my kids, I have one in third grade, one in pre-K, and they struggle with literacy. And I don't know how we fix it, but as far as how important it is or why do we need it, in order for our society to continue to thrive and be productive, we have to have people that are able to decipher the main idea of what's going on, or be able to, articulate a thought. And I think all of that ties into literacy. And in order for them to be successful, I think literacy has to be at the forefront.
Literacy is important because there are words everywhere, and there are always going to be problems for us to solve. And to be able to solve those, we should be able to be independent learners.
Why is literacy so important for our students? I've always been taught that literacy is the foundation of education. And, I'm 47 years old, and in my position, in my job,